Hey, welcome back to my channel Endless Pages. I'm Liv and welcome to today's video, my March TBR. This month I'm participating in the Roll of Reads Readathon. This is created by the absolutely lovely Mel from a book fiend named Mel. I will tag her announcement video in the description below. This readathon is based off her TBR game. So this is the second time I'm participating in it. This is the second time it's running. So I'm very excited to be doing this again. So I think I'm just going to show a roll and then talk about the book I'll be reading for that prompt and so on. Hey, so welcome back to my second time playing Roll of Reads. I have already set up a board here just to make things quicker. I promised I shuffled all the cards before I popped them on there. If some cards are looking different, it's just because I ran out of new paper and had to print on scrap paper, so that's the only reason. Yeah, so I'm not going to do the step where I roll a d8 to see how many rolls I have to take, just because realistically I only read 5 books a month, so I want to keep things realistic for myself and only do 5 rolls. Alright, so I've got a D20 little electronic die on my phone here, so roll number 1, let's see what we get. We get a 9. So that is this one here. Let's see what we've got. We've got set somewhere you've never been. For my first roll, you saw that I rolled a 9 and got the prompt, which is here, set somewhere you've never been before. For that, I am picking Crave by Tracy Wolff. This is Twilight kind of inspired book, if you couldn't tell by the cover. This is a young adult fantasy. It's set in this boarding school. Our main character Grace, who because of certain spoilery circumstances has to kind of change her life and move into this boarding school that's her uncle is the principal of. And what she doesn't know is that the boarding school is full of supernatural creatures. Within a couple of days of arriving, Grace is attacked and she gets caught up between these kind of warring factions at the school. To tell you the truth, I have technically started this book. It was on my TBR last month because it is, well, it was on my These Books Will Self-Destruct list. If you didn't know, self-destruct videos are basically like you have a set of books that you want to read that you just have been long ignoring or just have been on your TBR, you know, for so long, and if you don't read them within 12 months of making that list or posting that video, then you have to unhaul them. So yeah, my 12 months is up. It was up last month. So I wanted to at least read a significant amount of this book so that in my mind I didn't have to unhaul it, because I was like, well, if I've read a certain amount of pages then I don't have to unhaul it. That was my logic. I know it kind of breaks the rule and the point of the video, but whatever. So I've read 200 pages of this so far, so yeah, I'll keep my thoughts for the wrap up, but yeah. I forgot to say the reason it meets the set somewhere you've been before prompt is because it's set in Alaska and I've never been to Alaska, so perfect. Just going to shuffle these some more and then pop on a new prompt here and roll again. So for roll number 2, let's see what we get, if this will focus. A 5. That is this one here, and for 5 we've got a elf. Roll number 2, I rolled a 5 and got the prompt elf. I love the little figures on these, really cool. Anyway, so the prompt for that is read a fantasy, sci-fi, magical realism or fantastical book. I did have a book in mind for this, but I've changed my mind as of filming this. So I have for months been meaning to film a sci-fi reading vlog where I read sci-fi books, and I have so many from the library and so many on my shelf that I've been meaning to get to. So I think I'm just going to keep it a little secret. I plan on filming that this month. I say that to myself every month, but yeah, I'm going to keep this one a secret just to make the vlog a little bit more interesting. And yeah, so for this I'll be reading some form of sci-fi. I haven't got a book in mind, I have a whole pile, so I'll pick a book from that pile. Roll number 3. 16. 16 is this one here, and we get Ranger. Roll number 3, I rolled a 16, was it? Yeah, 16, and got the prompt Ranger. So that's a book featuring traveling or a quest. For that I am going with The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid. This has been on my physical TBR for quite some time, but I'm picking it up now because her other book Juniper and Thorn, I think it's called. I'll pop it here. Is really going viral on TikTok at the moment. Well, you know, the side of TikTok I'm on, and I really wanted to check out her writing because apparently that book's really amazing. So I thought I would pick up the book of hers that I actually do have. I'm really intrigued by this as well because it is inspired by Jewish mythology and Hungarian history, and I've never read anything like that before. And I think I saw this book on Nerdy Nat's channel. I'll pop the channel name if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw her read it, which also inspired me to pick it up. This is a fantasy book. We follow Vicky, who is the only girl in her like forest village without any power, and she's seen as an outcast because of this corrupted bloodline of hers. Then these holy order of woodsmen, they come to the village in order to get a sacrifice for the king and the village because Vicky's an outcast, choose her, and they're like, take her. So en route to the capital, Vicky being a captive with the woodsmen, they're attacked. The only survivors are Vicky and like the cool, cold, one-eyed captain. So then Vicky finds out that this captain is not who she thought he was. He is actually the brother, I believe. Yeah, he's the disgraced Prince Gaspar, whose brother plans to siege the throne and instigate a reign of religious persecution and ethnic cleansing. So they kind of form a little alliance to stop his brother. And then the travelling aspect comes in here. Their mission takes them from the bitter north tundra to the smog-choked capital. There's the travelling aspect. There's also enemies to lovers in this line, as a mutual loathing slowly turns to affection. But trust can easily be betrayed, and as Vicky reconnects with her strange father and discovers her own hidden magic, she and Gaspar must decide where their loyalties really lie. I'm so intrigued by this. It sounds like it's right up my alley and that it's going to be totally my kind of read. Roll number 4. 7. 7 is this one here, and we have Treat Yourself. Roll number 4, I rolled a 7 and got the prompt Treat Yourself. Well, this is basically just buy a book and read it, so thank you, Mel, for creating the best prompt to ever exist. For this one, I am thinking this book right here, The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R. Tolkien. This is the first book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which everyone probably already knows that. I read The Hobbit last month. Keep an eye out for my wrap up. I will tell you my thoughts. So I am ready to jump into the world of the Lord of the Rings, which I am very intimidated by, but less so now that I've read The Hobbit and actually begun the journey. I don't really know the plot. I kind of know the plot of the Lord of the Rings, but I'm going to read it off Goodreads because I'm a bad nerd and don't know my Lord of the Rings stuff very well. So this is about the one ring to rule them all. In ancient times, the rings of power were crafted by the elven smiths, and Sauron, the Dark Lord, forged the One Ring, filling it with his own power so that he could rule all others. But the One Ring was taken from him, and though he sought it throughout Middle-earth, it remained lost to him. After many ages, it fell into the hands of Bilbo Baggins, as told in The Hobbit. In a sleepy village in the Shire, young Frodo Baggins finds himself faced with an immense task, as his elderly cousin Bilbo entrusts the ring to his care. Sorry, it's all just starting to make sense for me. Anyway, Frodo must leave his home and make a perilous journey across Middle-earth to the Cracks of Doom, there to destroy the ring and foil the Dark Lord in his evil purpose. I'm so excited. I didn't realise when I read The Hobbit that was kind of middle grade, and now this is more adulty. So I am still a little bit intimidated by it because middle grade obviously is easier for my brain to process. But then jumping into Lord of the Rings being an adult fantasy, that makes me still a little bit scared, but I'm very excited. I loved the world I saw in The Hobbit, and I am very excited to finally jump into this trilogy for the very first time. Final roll. 6. Number 6, we have Translated. Okay, so that was actually my final roll. Usually when I play these games, I always say, oh, let's just add an extra roll, just, you know, see how we go, and it always backfires on me, so I swear to God I'm not doing that again this year or this time. So final roll, that is it. So as you saw, I said I was very sensible this time round, give myself a pat on the back because I kept my TBR manageable and didn't say just one more roll, because well, what's the point of doing that? I only typically read about 5 books a month. That is my pretty consistent average. So let's keep it manageable and not stress myself out and read nothing. So my final roll, I rolled a 6 and got the prompt translated. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to find anything on my physical TBR for this, but I did. I forgot about Battle Royale by Koshin Takayami. This is what I believe the Hunger Games might be inspired by. This is like the original kind of Battle Royale story, one of the originals, I think. This was, I think this was re-released a couple of years ago because it was translated again, so this has a new translation by Nathan Collins. This book was originally written in Japanese. This is about a bunch of, I think they're junior high school, don't know what age that's meant to be, level students who are sent to this deserted island to basically battle it out until there's only one survivor. I picked this up because one, this new cover is absolutely sick, like this is awesome cover. 2, I want to read more translated stuff. Like with TV shows and movies, there's so much you miss out on if you only watch in your language. If you only watch stuff that was originally in your language. So I'm really excited to explore a new author. I think it's going to be a very interesting ride because I'm such a big fan of the Hunger Games. I feel like I am going to like this. I already know I like this plot and kind of story, so yeah, I'm excited to check this one out. I feel like it's going to be quite a heavy read. It's quite thick as well, so I'm a little bit intimidated, but I feel like I'm going to love it. So those are the books I'm going to be reading in March. Let me know in the comments below, are you participating in the Roll of Reads readathon? If not, are you participating in any readathons this month or just planning your own TBR? Let me know. I feel like this is going to be going out late, so let me know what's been your favourite read of March so far. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content and give this video a like if you enjoyed. And I will see you in whatever the hell I post next. Bye!